Hello, hello, hello. This is Mr. Ryzik here, and today we're in music class. Well, here I am in my office, and there you are in your seat or in your bed or in your classroom. I'm not sure, but this is a pre-recorded lesson, and it's going to be your first one of the year, and it's going to be involving what we call rhythm. Okay? Rhythm is good. You know why rhythm is good? Because we can make rhythm without spitting or using mucus. We don't have to blow any air to make rhythm. We don't have to do anything with our mouths, really. And that's why it's great. And that's why it's a good place to start in a year where we're in a pandemic, right? So this is going to be awesome. You're going to be able to make music with rhythm. But what is rhythm? Well, can any of you tell me? Go ahead. No, you're wrong. Just kidding. You're probably right. I can't hear you, so I don't know. Rhythm is simply long or short sounds in music. Long or short sounds in music. That's what rhythm is. So, here are some examples. The triangle. That makes a pretty long sound. The bells, or otherwise known as the xylophone. That's also a long rhythm. Claves. These make a short rhythm. And look, I can't make it any longer. It's just one short sound. Here, ready? I'm going to play the longest sound I can with the clave. That's all I got. Tambourine. This one's got like an in the middle length. There's a little ring after it, right? So this rhythm might be a little bit longer, but you could still play it short. And of course, the ukulele. Nice and long, and if I want to make it short, I have to stop the strings from vibrating, right? If I want to make it short, I have to stop it. Short, long, short, long. Very good. Long sounds, short sounds, rhythms. We on the same page here? I think we are. So now we have to put some of those sounds next to each other to make music, right? Right. However, how fast do we do it? We need to know. So first, let's go over tempo. Tempo, T-E-M-P-O, is the speed of your music. How fast or how slow, how fast or slow the music is your tempo, right? And since you were in kindergarten, we worked on something called the steady beat. So all along, you have worked on holding a steady beat or a steady tempo since you were a kid. Since you were a really little kid, you're still kids, but since you were a little kid, you have been working on keeping a steady tempo. Tempo is how fast or slow. One more thing we have to understand before we can create a rhythm or a song is the word meter. Now, a meter in music is how many beats we are feeling. It's how many beats we are feeling. So the most common meter, and the one that we are going to use, is known as 4/4. 4/4. And what that means is that we feel 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We never count to 5 because our meter is 4/4. Got it? And that's all we're going to work with to start. We have our tempo, which is the speed, and we have the meter, which is how many beats we are feeling. Okay. Time to make some rhythms. Oh, but I almost forgot. There's one more thing. We have tempo, we have meter, and then we have sections in our music that we call measures or bars. Uh-oh. Measures or bars. These are the sections in our music, so we can break it down into measures. We have tempo, our speed. Meter, how many beats are we feeling? And measures, the sections of our music. Now that we know those three things, we can make some rhythms. If you'd like to take a moment to write those things down, I will put on the screen the definitions of those three things right now. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the kinds of notes we have. First, we have what we call the quarter note. The quarter note is equal to 1 beat. Now, if you remember, when we sang or played quarter notes in the past, we used to call them ta, right? And if I had a steady tempo, say my tempo was this, ta would be right with the beat. Ta, 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 or 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes are easy. They just stay with the beat. If our meter is 4/4, quarter notes are right on the beat and it equals 1. Next, we have eighth notes. Notice how I have an S here. Why is there an S? That's because there are 2 notes. We have the note head, we have the stem, we have another note head with a stem, and then there's a beam over the top that connects the 2. As you can see, this is also equal to 1 beat. Okay, now how does that make sense? Well, if I were to take a piece of paper and say this was 1 beat, right? And then I fold it in half. And I took this half of the paper and this half of the paper and put them together, I have 1 piece of paper. So essentially, these are half of 1 beat. Put them together and you get 1 big beat. This one we knew as TT back in the day. So here's my steady tempo. I would say TT, 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 TT. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice how on 1 beat in my steady tempo I have 2 sounds. TT, 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 as opposed to ta, 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 ta. So, which rhythm is longer? Is it the 8th note, T, 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 or is it the quarter note, ta, ta, ta? You're right. it's the quarter note. The quarter note is longer, it's one sound, whereas the eighth notes are shorter, it's two sounds. And last but not least, we have the quarter rest. Okay, so the quarter rest, as you remember from the past, is also equal to one beat because it's a quarter, just like the quarter note. But what's the difference? Is it's a rest. So there are no sounds happening. Okay, that creates some space between notes. It's very important to have these rests because that's how we can make really cool rhythms happen, by creating some space. If I just had ta, ta, ti, ti, ta the whole time with no rests, trust me, you would get bored. The rests keep things interesting. Okay, so now it's time for our full rhythm review. And in order to review all of these rhythms, we're going to use an old nursery rhyme that you all know. You ever heard of Five Little Monkeys? It goes like this. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Why am I choosing this? I know. You sang this when you were in kindergarten or first grade, but I'm using this because the rhythms are simple and you're going to be able to learn about tempo, meter, and measures, and review your quarter notes, eighth notes, and rests all while doing so. So, on the board behind me, I drew a couple things, okay? First things first, I put my meter up here. So we're in 4/4 time, which means I'm going to be feeling 4 beats per measure. That's right. I put 8 measures on the board. Here's measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total measures. And we have a song. Okay, so let's start figuring out what the rhythms are. Let's start with the first piece. 5 little monkeys. How do we say it? It goes like this. 5 little monkeys. 5 little monkeys. Here's my steady tempo, right? Now we say it. 5 little monkeys. The word little has 2 sounds, right? So let's write this down. I'm going to do it in red. 5 little. So by the time little happens, 5 would be a quarter note. Little. 5 little monkeys. Monkeys. That sounds like 2 more quarter notes, right? Monkeys. 5 little monkeys. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Look at that. And if we count the beats, 1, 2... Remember, eighth notes, you put 2 of them together, it equals 1. So 1 plus 1, 2, plus 1, 3, plus 1, 4. We have our first measure. 5 little monkeys. Let's move on. Jumping on the bed. Jumping on the bed. Okay, let's write that one down. Jumping on the bed. Jumping. Ti, 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 ta. Good. Let's see. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. What are we missing? Because this is one beat, plus 1, that's 2, plus 1, that's 3. We're missing a beat. Because we're in 4. We need 1 more. What do we need? That's right. We need our quarter rest. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. Rest. Did you know that there was a beat of rest there? Well, now you do. Let's move on. Here we go. I wrote down the next 2. Let's go from the beginning. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. Notice how in the third measure there's no eighth notes, and in the fourth measure there are no eighth notes. Oh, but look at the next one. This one goes, Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, You got a full measure of eighth notes in measure 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 5 is all eighth notes, and it adds up to 4. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said. Notice how doctor said is a bit longer. So they're quarter notes. Oh, and we have that rest. What do you notice? There's a rest at the end of each little phrase. How about that? Let's do the last 2. And here we are. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. Rest. Wow. Should we go through the whole thing? Let's do it. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Ooh. Wow. We have a whole song of just rhythms. I could play this on a drum. I could play this on anything I want. Now, here's the thing. Right now, we're doing this at a very slow tempo. But if we pick up the tempo a little bit and we say it a little faster, now it gets more fun to play if we were to pull out a drum or something, right? Here's my new tempo. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. See, I need that steady beat though, right? So let's see. Got my djembe here. And I'm going to play 5 little monkeys on the drums from the top. Not bad. And that about does it for our rhythm review, guys. So, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, message me on Teams. It's rare that you'll see me in the hallway, but if you do, pull me aside. Tell me what you think. Are you having fun? I think this is a great way to start us off, just to get us refreshed. And, 5 little monkeys ain't so bad when you know how to write it down in music notes. It's kind of cool. So, have a great day, and I'll catch you later. Mr. Ryzik, we'll see you soon. See ya.